Hey, hey, Facebook. Great morning. Hey, hey. All right, we're going to get started in just a second. I'm trying to get started on Instagram. So here we go. We're going live shortly. Oh, they've changed the whole entire layout on Instagram. There we go. All right. Hey, everybody, tuning in on Facebook. So, today I'm going to actually talk about something that's not related to books, and I'm going to be talking about mental health, like how to bounce back from burnout. And so, I'm really excited to have this conversation because I believe that it's needed. And so, I appreciate you all being patient with me while I took some time to get settled and sign in on Instagram. I know I normally don't go live in the mornings, but just as part of my commitment to showing up for you, as well as me taking the time to incorporate more self health into my life, I need to go early live. Hey, Tawana. Hello, everyone coming in on Instagram. Hello, everyone tuning in on Facebook, and to everybody catching the replay. So, if you're on Facebook, go ahead, let me know good morning in the comments. This is going to let me know that you can hear me. This is going to let me know that you can see me. And if you feel like you know somebody that needs this, please go ahead and share this out to your page. Same thing for you guys on Instagram. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. If you know somebody who needs this, they've been working, they've been putting in the work, and you've been telling them to rest and they haven't, go ahead and just tap the little airplane down by the comment section and just shoot this live stream over to their DM and just drop a good morning down in the comments because it is a great morning. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to everyone, and thank you guys for tuning in with me. This morning, my name is Jasmine Womack. They call me the Six-Figure Storyteller. My clients refer to me as the Harriet Tubman of self-publishing. So I work with corporate leaders and high-performing entrepreneurs, corporate professionals, and high-performing entrepreneurs to help you package your message into a book, maximize it, and create impact and more income. So if you want to take your professional experience and put it into a book, then I'm the one that you need to come to. If you want to take your personal experiences and create a book from it, then I'm the person that you want to come to. But the thing about me is that I don't just teach people how to write books and empower my clients to self-publish their books, but I also teach you how to build a thriving, profitable, and scalable business from your book. So I teach you how to take your book and turn it into a high-end speaking and coaching program, okay? Because we all need multiple streams of revenue. So I'm really excited to talk about today's topic. Today's topic is not at all, it has absolutely nothing to do with books. It is definitely about mental health and self-care. So um, recently, I experienced burnout. I know I talked about it very briefly on my IG stories last week, and I shared something on Facebook about it. And I had to, talk to my clients and my students as well because I had to just take a moment to get myself together. I experienced burnout, and by the time that I realized that I was experiencing burnout, it was kind of too late. I had already crossed over that threshold. So, if you're not sure about what burnout is emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion. So, if I don't know if you guys have ever experienced this, and if you have, definitely let me know in the comments. But Have you ever said to yourself, you know what, I'm trying to relax, but I just have a problem turning it off? Like your mind is always going, you're always thinking about something, you're always thinking about the next thing to do, you're always thinking about the next thing to create, you might be thinking about the next thing that you need to accomplish or check off on your to-do list. Have you guys ever experienced that, or is that just me? I'm like, I know I can't be the only one that's like always taking a to-do list, always, okay, I gotta dot the I's, cross the T's, I gotta do this, and I gotta do this, and I gotta do this, and by the time it's actually time for you to relax, you literally can't turn it off because your mind is so used to being in go mode. Have y'all ever experienced that? I see Tawana on Instagram is saying like, girl, yes. Like, I know we can't be the only two. I know we can't, right? But burnout is emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion caused by excessive and prolonged stress. And one of the things that I didn't realize is that being on go mode all the time was actually creating stress. It was stressful to my mind. It was stressful to my body. And it was wrecking havoc slowly, very, very slowly. It was like one of those very slowly but surely, things that ended up crippling me, right? And so when I looked at some statistics, and particularly during COVID, um, they're saying that more than two-thirds or 69% of people, especially women, especially those working from home, are experiencing burnout. Okay. And so one of the things that I didn't realize was that I was always exhausted, and I was always like, to just be transparent, crying about stuff at home, like literally tears. And I didn't realize that I had anxiety and was borderline depressive, experiencing depression, even though every single thing in my life is going perfect. Even though everything is right where I've always wanted for it to be and worked for it to be, I was so emotional, right? And it was due to burnout. So, and so I wanted to come on here and share this because y'all, we've been in the house for a year. We've been working, a lot of us have been working from home. I work from home anyway because I'm a full-time entrepreneur. But I know that I have a lot of moms who initially, you may have been working, traveling to your job. And now, not only are you working from home, but you've been having to balance your kids at home. You've been having to, if you have a spouse, have them at home as well. And it's a lot. It's a lot. Because literally, you always on go mode. Either you are working on your work, trying to fix lunch for somebody, helping the kids with some schoolwork, trying to clean stuff up. It's literally on 10 from the time you wake up. And what I didn't realize was that even during this time, because I was always on go for everything and for everybody, I was not taking time for me. I wasn't. All right. And so I just wanted to share some things that I experienced just with bouncing back. Y'all, give me 1 second. My mom just got here. Give me 1 second. Hey, Mom. Good morning. How are you? I'm on live. Oh, you good? You good? You good? And on the computer. Now it helps me with the kids, guys. I had to get some help, so my mom helps. But yeah, always on go mode. And so for me, I run a very profitable speaking, coaching, author program from home. I have small children. My husband travels for work. It's just always on 10, right? And so I had reached a point where I was totally exhausted, and my team had been telling me, Jazz, you need to take some time. You need to rest. I wasn't listening because I literally was always on go mode. I was always looking at my list of things to do. There was always something to do. My team had been telling me for months, Jazz, you need to rest. My husband had been telling me, Jazz, you really need to rest. And I'm like, oh, y'all don't understand. That was, that's what was going in my ear. It was literally going my ear out the other. Y'all don't understand. I got goals to hit. Things are going well. I got to keep it going. X, Y, and Z. We got this to prepare for, this to prepare for. I got to get these things in order. Until I literally couldn't go anymore. And the nail in the head, the thing that burst my bubble was when my daughter came to me. I was driving. I forgot. I think we might have been going to the park or something. And my daughter said out the blue, and she's 9 today. Today is her birthday. She says, "Mommy, if the whole world, including God, told you to stop working for a week, would you?" I know, like, that was nothing but God speaking to me through my daughter, because I wasn't gonna listen to nobody else. I literally was not gonna listen to anybody else. Oh, y'all did to one. Y'all had a self-care meeting on Sunday. Like, it's needed, you know. And so when she said that to me, I was like, listen, I have to take a week to get it together. And I cleared my schedule. I had a week packed of meetings. All of my meetings got moved to this week. Everybody was fully supportive and understanding. My team took over. They ran everything. And so I was still, business was still able to run, and I was able to rest. Yes, you did, Dr. J. Dr. J. Dr. Jenna on Instagram. She had been telling me for months. Matter of fact, she actually prophesied to me probably about 4 weeks ago. And she was like, listen, God is showing me that, she said, God showed, I forgot what, these aren't the exact words, but something around this, something to this degree. She said, God showed me that you're a candle and you are burning at both ends. And sooner or later, the flames meet in the middle and goes out. She said, Jazz, you need to rest because you're burning out at both ends. And if you don't take the time to rest right now, the repercussions are going to be, more than you want to pay. This is what she told me. She told me this 4 weeks ago. I ain't listen. Dr. Jenna on Instagram, she's right in the comments. And then literally last week, my daughter said what she said, and I'm like, I had to shut it down, or I knew that I was going to pay in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I've learned enough by now to know that I need to listen when God is speaking. Like, literally. Literally. So Dr. Jenna told me that about 4 weeks ago, and then my daughter came to me a week ago and was like, Mommy, if the whole world plus God told you to stop working for a week, would you listen? And that's why I'm telling y'all, I was shook. Because I'm like, I know it wasn't nothing but God literally speaking to me through my daughter, because it was a confirmation of the word that had come forth from the prophet. And I know enough to know by now that I need to listen when I'm being given a divine message, or else I'm going to regret it. So I shut it down. And when I shut it down, life kept going. My team picked up. Everybody rescheduled. Everybody was super supportive. And it wasn't until I took a moment to rest that I realized how tired I actually was, and that I was actually burnt out. I didn't even realize it until I actually took the time to rest. So I just want to share 5 lessons that I learned throughout this process, because I'm on here now, but I'm still not back at 100%. All right. And we're going to talk about that. So the first lesson that I learned, like when you know that you are reaching burnout and you are trying to be, that you need to get it together, the first thing you need to do is to take time away. Take time away does not necessarily mean traveling, because traveling can actually tire you out more so than not traveling, because you're on the go. Okay. Take time away means that you need to unplug. Literally put the phone down. Get off of social media. Might not necessarily even mean that you need to watch TV, but you need to go and you need to go and relax your mind. So incorporating some type of form of meditation, mindfulness, restfulness, taking naps, going to sleep. Literally, I bummed around my house for like 2 to 3 days. And I'm the type of person, I'm up at 4 a.m. in the morning. I never bum around my house. Okay? Because I'm always on go mode. I always have something to do. But you have to take time away. And for my business owners, this is where automation comes in, and this is where building your teams come in, because when you have the proper support systems, either through implementing automation tools or hiring people, to support you on your team, you can be present. You can have a presence without being physically present. So y'all, my social media was still on lock. My coaching program still ran because my team swooped in. Now, if you don't have a team, you can hire a VA, or you can use automation tools to schedule out your posts so that they auto post to your profile. Or you could just use the native scheduling tools inside of your Facebook business account, and it'll post to Instagram and Facebook for you. So this way you can still have a presence without being physically present. You don't always have to be on. I'm going to tell you this. There are even tools out there that will allow you to record video. So like say I'm on live now. I'm on live in real time. But say during that week off, I still want to go live, right? There are tech tools that will allow you to record videos on your own, and you can upload them, and it will stream to your business accounts and make it seem as though you are live, when in actuality it's a pre-recorded video. It'll say live and everything. You can still have a presence without being physically present if you know what tools to use and if you have people to help you and support you. Okay? So you need to take time away, and you need to be okay with taking time away. And you need to know that it's okay for you to take time away, that whatever was there can wait. It can wait. Nobody's going to die. But I'm going to tell you what, you might if you don't take care of yourself. And that's the honest to God truth. When I shared on Facebook, about my experience and just kind of how I took some time away, somebody had commented in the comments. They were saying, I'll rest when I get old. And I said, well, you got to live to get old. You have to live to the point where you can say that you old. But stress is a silent killer, and stress will take you out young if you don't take care of yourself. If you don't. So you have to take time away, and you have to be okay with that and know that whatever it is, it can wait. Now, if you have clients, then you do need to let them know ahead of time. Listen, guys, in a week, I'm going to take some time off. Don't just leave your clients high and dry. Okay? And you don't have the proper support to, in place to continue to support your clients, especially people that have already paid you. You don't just want to leave people high and dry and you disappear on them and they have deadlines to meet, right? You want to communicate at least a week or two in advance about the break that you plan to take. Okay? That's just common courtesy. But when you have clients that rock with you and they'll understand, they'll be supportive. Okay? The second lesson that I learned is that you have to understand your triggers. Okay? So one of the things that I had to do was that I had to do an analysis of how I was operating every single day. And I had to understand what was triggering me to feel the burnout, right? So me getting up, sitting down at my computer at 8:30 in the morning and working until 3 o'clock with absolutely no break was a trigger. Okay? Working and forgetting to eat was a trigger. Working and not taking time to work out was a trigger. Like, I would get up in the morning and do my prayers, my Bible reading, my devotions, but I wasn't taking care of myself physically. I wasn't eating. I wasn't eating on a schedule. I was working out, but it was I'd work out one day and not work out again for another 2 days. You got to take care of yourself physically, especially especially those of us who are constantly pouring into others and coaching others and supporting others, you can't pour into anybody else if you're not pouring into yourself. You can't pour into anybody else if your vessel is empty. You have to take care of yourself. And yes, that does mean physically too, ladies. That means that you got to get up and walk. You got to, get you a bike, a stationary bike. You got to do something. You got to move. You got to move your body. Okay? The third lesson that I learned was that I actually did need to incorporate rest. Now, some of y'all, you don't have no problem with this. For me, I had a problem with this because I was always on go mode. So again, incorporating rest does not, for me, did not mean and does not mean just taking vacations. Because with kids, sometimes vacations can be tiresome. It's not really a relaxation because I'm still in mommy mode, right? But for me, incorporating rest means to incorporate rest throughout my day. So that means that if I've been at my computer for 90 minutes, after 90 minutes, I'm going to get up and I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a 15-minute break. This means that if I'm working for 4 hours straight from 8 to 4 or from 9 to 1, then that means that at 1 o'clock, I'm going to put it down and I'm going to go exercise. This is what I did yesterday. And because I was just creating emails, creating content for new courses, creating. My mind was working. Even though I was sitting here, my mind was working. And I needed a break. I got on the Peloton and did 2 20-minute rides. I felt a world of difference. Then I took a shower, put my makeup on, got dressed, and got back to it a little bit later. World of difference just by taking a breather. So you have to be able to incorporate rest breaks throughout your day. Okay. Now, if you're still working at a 9 to 5, you might not be able to do exactly what I'm sharing, but you might be able to take a break during your lunch. Or if you have like a lunch, can you go for a walk on your lunch? Can you get outside and get some fresh air? Can you put it down instead of hopping on the phone during your lunch break? What is something that you can do to relax your mind? Can you do a 10-minute meditation? Can you pull out your Bible and read and pray and just take a moment to decompress, mentally decompress, so that you can gather yourself, gather your thoughts, and give your brain, give your mind, give your body a momentary rest. And then know when it's okay to shut down. Even if you feel like you still have a little bit more left in you and you can do just a little bit more, this is where you have to count what you've done all day. You know what? I've done this, this, and this. I've done good work today. I deserve to rest. And you shut it down and save it for tomorrow. So yes, even when you feel like you have more to do or you can do more, sometimes I'm talking like if you're anything like me, right? Like you tend to have a hard time shutting it off and you might just enjoy what you do and you feel like, you know what, I can just crank out a little bit more. Sometimes you actually got to force yourself. Let me shut it down. I've worked enough. I worked, for X amount of hours today. I'm good. I've accomplished my number one goal today. It doesn't have to be a long list. It could be you could have had one thing on your to-do list and you accomplished it. You're good. I can wait until tomorrow to pick it up. You deserve to rest. You don't have to be on go mode 24/7. It's going to burn you out. Okay? Now, for me, number 4, I also had to identify what caused the burnout and how I actually got to that point of being burnt out. And for me, I realized that it started years ago when I was working, grinding, trying to get out of my job and build my business. Because what happened is that I pressed the gas. My business was growing. I pressed the gas and I never let up. Never. I just never let up. Okay? I never let up. And one of the things that I had to realize as well is that I struggled to incorporate boundaries in my life and business. Okay? So if you're watching the replay, and even those of you all who are watching live, you might hear my daughter in the background because she's in the kitchen on virtual learning. Okay? And she's in theater and I think they're doing their voice lessons right now. So Stay here with me, okay? But I realized that I didn't have proper boundaries in my life and business over the years. Over the years. So it was like when my clients would DM me, I would try to get right back to them, no matter what time it was. I just didn't have proper boundaries. I was working 24/7, even on the weekends. And I'm like, no, I have to incorporate boundaries. I'm not going to check DMs all throughout the day. I'll check DMs one time during the day at the end of the day. And that's when I'll respond. All right. I'm going to have a 90-minute lunch every single day. This is a boundary. Okay. I'm not going to give out my personal number to any clients. This is a boundary. Why? Because I don't want clients calling my personal phone about business. When I have people who know me from back in the day who feel like, oh, they want to work with me. No, I'm not going to talk business on my personal phone. I'm glad that you see the value that I offer, but this is a bound, and you might think that I'm sedity or whatever. If that's what you think, that's on you, right? But this is a boundary. I'm not talking business on my personal phone. And I have a chain of command to go through for a reason. And it's because I tend to overextend myself. You have to incorporate boundaries. You got to understand and you have to come to terms with what makes you feel over the edge and put a stop to it. And this is where you can't be concerned with how it's going to make people feel. People's opinions don't hold any weight when it comes to keeping you out of the early grave. And that's just the truth. Okay? Yes, people might see you as the face of a business. This is for all my business owners, for all my entrepreneurs. But you are not the business, and you should have processes and procedures in your business in order to effectively separate your home life and your working life. And that's just the truth. You might work from home. I work from home, but my business, I'm doing the best that I can for my business to stay in these four walls, in this room that I'm in right here. My business has no business up in my bedroom. It has no business when I'm chilling with my kids. You have to incorporate boundaries, or people will consistently overstep them because they don't know that you have them. Okay? And the fifth lesson, are y'all still with me? All right, let me know. And I just want to come and share my personal experience with it because it took almost a really bad situation happening for me to finally shut it down. And I really don't want anybody else to experience this. And I know that a lot of people are, especially with us having been in the house for a year, kids being at home and things of that nature. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of difficult to separate the lines when all of the lines have been intertwined and blurred because of what we've been going through, just as a society. So the fifth key is to embrace a lifestyle change. So one of the things that I had to learn was that I could not operate my business in the same way. All right. And so I realized that I had to approach my work and I had to approach my life differently. I can no longer be the person who has a hard time turning it off. Because if I never turn it off, it's going to turn me off. So I realized that I had to get control of it because it had already gotten control of me. Right? And I'm too far gone. Like even now, I'm on here now and I'm much better than I was a week ago, but I'm still not at 100%. I can still feel the candle burning, so to speak. So I have to know my boundaries. Okay, you know what? I've done enough for today. For my own health, I have to stop. So for me, embracing a lifestyle change means that I have to approach and view my work differently. Y'all, it's always going to be something to do. I'm never going to get everything done all in one day, so I'm not going to try. I'm not even trying to get 3 things done in a day because that's what I was trying to do. One major thing per day. If I finish that major task before my work hours, then I can go on to tomorrow's task. All right? But one major task per day. Accomplishing one thing per day is better than accomplishing absolutely nothing. If I accomplish one thing per day, it means that I'm still moving forward. I'm still progressing. I might be progressing at what may be a turtle's pace or a snail's pace, but I can progress in a way that's healthy, in a way that's balanced without burning myself out. This is the truth. This is something that I realized. All right. So for me, I had a thing where I would try to accomplish 3 things per day. What are my top 3? But I didn't consider the amount of energy that it was going to take me to accomplish those 3 things. So like, for instance, if I say my 3 things for the day are that I want to record 6 modules and I want to create the worksheets for all the lessons and I want to, follow up on my emails. Those are top 3 things, right? But I didn't consider the amount of energy that it was going to take me to create the content. I didn't consider the amount of energy that it was going to take me to record the modules. I didn't consider the amount of mental energy that it was going to take me to think about and consider the exercises that my future students would need to accomplish and the time that it was going to take me to put this into worksheets. So yes, those are 3 top things that I can accomplish, but I can't do it all in one day because all 3 of those things is going to take way too much mental energy. I'm going to burn my mind out, literally. So by the time I'm done, I go right to my kids and take them to the park and cook dinner and do everything. But mentally, I'm exhausted because of the work that I've done. Don't even add in there working on my 3rd book, working through those edits and everything that entails. That's mental energy too. Whenever you are using your mind to think, whenever you are using your mind to create something that doesn't exist, that's mental energy. And oftentimes, exercising your mind in this manner can be more exhausting than brute force, than doing, physical labor, because you're using your mind. And you have to make sure that you are giving yourself the time to relax, the time to mentally and emotionally decompress. Because if you don't and you try to take on too much and you try to do too much and you go from work, if you're anything like me, you go from working, then you go to kids and they fussing with each other or they asking for stuff and they just doing the things that kids do. Then you go to trying to clean up. Then you go to trying to cook dinner and then help with homework and then do enrichment activities. And then if you have a spouse, when your spouse come home from work, then you have to spend time with them. And you are doing this day in, day out, and you're never taking a time to relax or breathe or take care of you. And it's literally, you're stuck in the routine, day in, of day out, of operating your business or career, being mommy for kids, and you're not taking care of you. You have to. You have to take. I'm so thankful for my support system. I'm so thankful for my support system because I thought that 4 days would be enough. By Thursday, I was still all the way burnt out. All the way burnt out, y'all. So I called my sister. My sister kept my kids for me Friday and Saturday. Me and my husband were able to have a date night, and then he had to go to work. And I was able to take that Saturday and just decompress without having to do anything for anybody. Nobody asking me for nothing. And that was what I realized. You know what? Jasmine still, exists. I still have to have time for me just to relax, just to rest. All right. And you still have to have time for you, regardless of all of the demands of life, career, business. You still matter. You still exist. And you must make sure that you are taking time for you. So those are my 5 strategies that I've implemented to try to bounce back from burnout. And even after a week and a half, I'm not at 100%, and I'm not going to be, and I'm not expecting to be. What I've realized is that it took years for me to get to a place of burnout, and it's probably going to take some months for me to fully recuperate to the point where I'm not feeling drained and tired all the time. Okay? I'm good mentally, but in terms of my energy levels, I realize that, it's going to take some time. And so if you have experienced burnout, or if you feel like you're on the verge of burnout, or you're always tired, even though you might get a full night's rest, and you know something's going on, but you're not quite sure what it is, you're probably burnt out. Okay. But you got to give yourself some time. Know that a day of rest isn't going to get you back to 100. A week of rest isn't going to get you back to 100. A vacation, might inspire you a bit, but it's not going to get you back to 100. All right. It's going to take some time. So that means that you're an adjustment in regards to how you approach your life, career, and or business is going to have to take place. And you're going to have to implement and incorporate self-help strategies on a consistent and regular basis. Okay. And it might take about 3 months, which is a quarter. And that's perfectly fine. Okay. Just make sure that you're doing what you need to do to take care of yourself. Okay. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in this morning. I normally don't go live in the mornings, but I said I'm going to start to, because this is part of my self-care strategy. I can't stay up late because I get up early. So with me trying to go live at 10 p.m., a lot of people are on at that time, but it just doesn't work for me and my lifestyle. So if you see me on it live, it's probably going to live at 10 p.m. It's probably going to be a pre-recorded video streaming live. But I think from here on out, I'm going to be going live in the mornings because I'm fresh. I have time. The house is somewhat quiet. My kids are not on 10. So, so it's just best for me. So I hope that this was helpful for you guys. Definitely make sure that you take, even in all of the great work that you're doing, make sure that you're taking time to take care of yourself, okay? Stay prayed up. Eat well, take care of your mind, take care of your body. All right. I'll see you guys later. Y'all have a great day.